G'day and welcome to another episode. Well, Sydney is quite well known for its beaches. In Sydney, there are over 100 different beaches to visit. These beaches offer a variety of interesting and engaging activities to do. Ask most people what is the most famous beach in Sydney, and you will always hear the same thing: Bondi Beach. It's a must-see spot while in Sydney. Whether you're on the land or in the water, there's always something to do at Bondi. This popular location features clean sand, great surf, weekend markets, gorgeous sunrises, swimming in the calm waters of iceberg pools that sit alongside the ocean, and so much more. The best time to visit for optimal waves is of course the Australian summertime, normally from December to April. The peak temperatures during these months are around 32 degrees Celsius. This weather makes for a great beach day. Visiting the beach is a wonderful way to pass the time when the weather is hot, and there's a whole set of interesting colourful vocab words that we can learn. Some beach words give a different meaning to words you already know, and others will be brand new words for you because they're rarely used in other conversations that aren't about the beach. No matter what else though, most beach vocabulary is fun and playful. The area where the sand meets the water is called the shore. The coast is the part of the land that's close to the sea or ocean. Beaches are always located on the coast, and if you live in a place that's close to the ocean, you're in a coastal region. On the other hand, if there's no large body of water anywhere near your city, you're landlocked. This means you're surrounded by land, and there's no ocean nearby. No beaches for you. Sometimes the force of water pushes up sand to form a narrow island. These sand islands are called sandbars. These little islands are called reefs if they're made of coral or rocks instead of sand. When the water goes out and comes in, it is called low tide and high tide. When the tide goes from high to low, it can leave behind a tide pool, or a small pool of water. Tide pools are homes to all sorts of interesting creatures. Waves are made when water moves towards the shore. Waves can be calm or rise up high and leave behind a white foam. A dock, also called a wharf, is a man-made structure that goes from the shore into the water. It's used for tying ships down so they don't drift away. In fact, tying a ship to a dock is called docking. When a dock rises high above the water and extends much further away from the shore, it's called a pier. When you're in Australia, what should you wear on the beach? Let's discover some slang that will help you have a good time as you enjoy the beach in Australia. Cozies and swimmers are both slang for swimming costumes. They're an essential piece of clothing for enjoying Australian beaches. Boardies are board shorts, which are quick-drying shorts that can be worn by both genders. Rash vests, or rashies, are worn over your cozies. Think of them as a t-shirt that's made for the water. They're a great form of sun protection and help prevent scratches from water sports such as surfing. A surfie is someone who surfs. Thongs are sandals that can be worn to the beach and lots of other places. Thongs are uniquely Australian slang. In America, a thong refers to a piece of underwear, so be careful where you're at when you use that word. A bath towel is what you use to dry yourself when you come out of the bath or shower. A beach towel is the same, except it's for the beach. Beach towels are usually larger than regular towels, so you can lay them down on the sand and then lay on top of them. The beach even has its own special chairs. Beach chairs are usually portable, meaning that they're easy to move around, and they're made of metal poles with fabric stretched between them to form a back and a seat. A really hot day can be described as a scorcher. To take a dip means to go into the water. It can be used to talk about swimming at the beach, a pool, or a river. For example, do you want to take a dip? When you're swimming at the beach, going in can mean going back to the shore and getting out of the water. Going out can mean getting into the water and swimming out from the shore. Short for a rip current, a rip is a strong current of water that can pull you away from the shore. Rips are quite dangerous, and it's important to stay calm and signal for lifesavers if you find yourself caught in one. Nippers are children aged between 5 and 13 years and are participating in surf life-saving programs. Their activities include board paddling, dolphin diving, beach sprinting and water safety. For example, the Nippers were running across the beach on Sunday morning. Sunscreen, also called sunblock, is a cream or a spray applied to the body to keep it from getting burned by the sun. The SPF, or sun protection factor, tells you how effective the sunscreen is. The higher the number, the less the sun will get to your skin. Slip Slop Slap originated as a Cancer Council television campaign, was all about protecting your skin from the harsh rays of the Australian sun. It was short for slip on a shirt, slop on some sunscreen and slap on a hat. It has since been updated to also include Seek and Slide, short for Seek Shade and Slide On Sunglasses, otherwise known as sunnies.
You can stop skin cancer, slide, slip, slop, slap.
Sunglasses are a must-have item at the beach, but of course, you can wear them anytime you need to keep your eyes safe from bright lights. While Bondi is safer than most beaches, it can still be very dangerous for those unfamiliar with ocean swimming. In Australia, we say, swim between the flags. We do this to encourage people to swim in the safest area of a lifeguard patrolled beach. Life-saving services use safety flags to help identify these hazards and to indicate supervised areas. Red and yellow flags show the supervised area of a beach that a life-saving service is operating. The absence of a red and yellow flag indicates there is no supervision. No flags, no swim. A red flag indicates that the beach is closed and that you should not enter the water. A black and white checkered flag indicates the area where board riding and surfing is not permitted. When you go to any beach, you need to be able to understand the warning signs. Many beaches post warnings about things that you should watch out for. You should always read the signs on the beach so that you know about potential dangers in and around the water and anything else that you should know about the beach. Never swim alone, always swim with someone else. Also, it's not a good idea to swim after drinking alcohol or after a big meal. Lifeguards and lifesavers are people who supervise beachgoers and provide advice about beach conditions. You should note what uniform your life-saving service is wearing when you go to the beach so that you know what to look for in case of emergency. Actually, many people are already very familiar with the blue uniforms used here at Bondi from the famous Australian reality TV show Bondi Rescue. Water sports, in general, is some of the best fun anyone will have visiting Bondi. Even if you know how to swim, it's important to stay safe when you go out of the water. You will need a life jacket, which is a vest made from an inflated material that will help you float if you fall in the water. Now let me show you some of the most popular water sports and equipment that you can use in places like Bondi. Surfing is a super popular activity in Australia. Riding the waves is an exhilarating experience for experienced surfers and novices. The peak time for surfing is considered to be during the storm season in summer and early autumn, which is December through to the middle of April. There are two types of equipment that you can use for surfing. A surfboard is a long, narrow board that surfers take out into the water to stand on. If you do it right, you can ride a wave, meaning you can stay on top of the wave until it comes crashing down. If that sounds a bit hard, then you can try a boogie board, which is a small version of a surfboard. Instead of standing on one, you lay down and use it and paddle out into the water. A boogie board is a small board that is used to catch waves. Riders hold on to the boogie board and ride waves on their stomach. Super fun and a great way to learn how to surf. If you want to see underwater but don't want to go too far from the surface, try using a snorkel. A snorkel is used with swimming goggles and consists of a long tube bent upwards. The goggles let you see underwater and the tube lets you keep breathing without coming up for air. which means coming to the surface of the water to breathe. This activity is called snorkeling. Scuba diving is a fantastic way to see even deeper under the water. SCUBA is an acronym which means the shortening of words that stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. Most native speakers don't even know that. Scuba diving uses a full suit and a tank of air to allow divers to swim down deeper than snorkeling and for longer periods of time. Explore beneath the water's edge and see the beautiful plants and marine life of the Pacific Ocean. Bring a disposable underwater camera and take some selfies with schools of fish. Kayaking is a trendy activity on Australian beaches as well. It can be done as an intense exercise routine, but mostly it's just a more engaging way to boat. Kayaks are a single-person type of boat that requires paddling and can be done leisurely or with vigour. It's a great way to spend a day at the beach, especially with a friend or two. Stand-up paddleboard, often called a SUP, is another fairly new water sport. Try it with a friend, or if you're crazy, try it while doing yoga. SUP yoga is all the rage. Sometimes all you want to do is lie down and enjoy the sun. Sunbathing is when you bathe in the sun instead of the water. In other words, you let the sun's rays wash over you. Sunbathing is usually done with the intention of getting a tan, and is sometimes called suntan. Australia is well known for its wildlife, and exploring Bondi Beach gives you a wonderful view of some of these creatures. You might find seashells on the shore, but be on the lookout for conch shells too. These are seashells with a spiral pattern. That means it starts at a point and circles out away from this point. They say that if you put a large conch shell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. One common beach pastime is building sand castles. You'll need a bucket and a shovel, which is a flat spoon-like tool used for moving dirt and sand around. Other popular fun beach sports are beach ball, frisbee, and volleyball. Guess what the best way is to wrap up a day in Bondi? Nothing beats a soft serve ice cream. It's a soft, creamy, literally melt in your hands ice cream that is served in cones. Soft serve ice cream is a perfect summer treat. And if you weren't excited about going to Bondi Beach before, we know you are now. And now you also know how to tell all your friends about your beach in English. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next time.